this is a vehicle I've been waiting to get my hands on, the all-new Volvo XC40. For those that don't know, the XC90 came out a few years ago. It won more awards than any other luxury SUV ever. The XC60 just came out and it won the World Car of the Year just about a week ago. And now we have this XC40, so an even smaller version. So this is aimed at young buyers, empty nesters, people that really use it in an urban environment. And they haven't broken the formula. It certainly looks fantastic. This is the R design. It's about $4,000 more than the base model. Wheel sizes on the base model start at 18 inches. You can get 19 inches or even optional 20-inch wheels. So this one you see here looks fantastic in the two-tone black and white. The floating black roof really looks smart. And also, it's quite square looking. So even though it's a subcompact to compact crossover vehicle, the shoulders are rather square, the rear end is rather wide, and the doors are big. So even though it competes with smaller vehicles, it has an illusion of being a bigger vehicle. Of course, you get the Thor's Hammer headlights that are standard LED. Around the back, you also can get a power-operated rear tailgate with the kick feature to open it without using your hands. Now, around the back is a really cool design. What you have is the bottom of the floor actually folds up so you get a divider. So when you put groceries in there, they don't fly all around. And then if you take off the cargo cover, basically the tonneau cover, where do you put it? Well, it actually slides underneath that floor. It looks like Volvo has tapped on the shoulder of their Swedish friends at IKEA for some packaging, and I'll show you more of that on the inside. Some very clever packaging for this utility. Those Swedes certainly know how to package things, like the back I showed you, the cargo area already. This is really one cool little thing, a little garbage can that goes right in the center of the armrest. Now, my wife always has a plastic bag in the door for things like gum wrappers. There you go, a little garbage can, slides right in there. That is very convenient. Also, you get wireless charging in the center of the dashboard. That's very convenient. Really large pockets in the doors because they move the speakers from the door cards into the firewall, and that opens up a lot of space along the entire side of the door. You can even put a laptop in there, water bottles, you name it. It's open and airy feeling in here, but it has a high position for the driver's seat because even though this is a compact utility, the doors are like a full-size vehicle and a high roof line. So you get a great view down the road, which is especially popular for women. In behind the steering wheel on this R design, you get a 12.3-inch digital dashboard, a 9-inch screen. You can swipe through that to get to the different pages that you want. And this one seems quicker and more responsive in this XC40 than I have experienced in previous Volvo models. Now, same thing, they've used some design tricks to make this actually bigger. So you have the broader sort of stance in the bigger doors, which means getting into the back is not a problem. And I can fit in there absolutely with no issue, with plenty of legroom and headroom. So even though this competes in the compact to subcompact utility space, it actually feels bigger. So let's take it for a drive. So I've had a chance to drive all of the competition, whether it's the E-Pace, maybe the GLA, the X1, and this product is just that little bit bigger. It's broader in the shoulders. As I mentioned, it's got that higher roof line, and it also comes with more standard power at 248 horsepower. It's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which is different from the XC90 and the XC60, which has the turbo and supercharged engine. This is a turbocharged, and with that output, it definitely has an advantage. And how would I describe the way it drives and feels? Now, I'm not going to call it soft because it's not soft, but it certainly is refined. The steering is very easy to maneuver, especially in city traffic, and the ride is quite compliant. Now, that you would think is not going to appeal to some people. Well, it's actually going to appeal to a wider spectrum of buyers than a stiffer suspension. A lot of women especially like the idea of having a rugged utility that looks like this, but they actually, when they drive it, want it to feel more like a car. The research has proven that out, and that's what this vehicle delivers. A car-like ride, but the ruggedness that people want. And then you add in the utility space, which is bigger than the competition, and I think this is going to be a hit. Are there some quirks? Absolutely. The shifter is kind of odd. When you put it into gear, you pull it down, and it doesn't go into drive. You actually have to go through neutral and then you pull it again and it gets into drive. The same thing for reverse. You don't push it up and go to reverse. You have to go through neutral and then into reverse. So it's 2 taps for reverse up, 2 taps for drive down. And then when you put it into manual mode, you don't shift it up and down, you shift it side to side. I'm trying to remember a product, I think it was the Prowler, the Chrysler Prowler, or the Dodge Prowler from forever ago that had this side to side, and Volvo is the only one of the modern era that has it like that. So try it out for yourself. It does take a while to get used to, but there you have it. All-wheel drive is standard in the Canadian marketplace. In the US, they have versions with front-wheel drive, not the case here, at least yet. And Volvo's known for advanced safety, so you get forward collision warning with autonomous braking, but there are some additional packages. For example, they have a vision package for $1,800 that adds blind spot warning, cross traffic alert, front and rear park assist, and a beautiful 360-degree camera system, plus you get the retractable side view mirrors. Now you have drive modes here, and even in the most dynamic, this vehicle feels quite refined. It is not going to be the performance choice for some people, but it is going to be a very comfortable and rewarding experience for a broad spectrum of buyers, especially women. Don't forget that women love this size of utility, and they're major influencers when it comes to purchasing a family vehicle. And when women get behind the wheel of this XC40, a lot of them are going to really like just how smooth and light it feels in their hands. As I mentioned, Volvo has been winning all kinds of awards, but more importantly, winning over buyers with their utility vehicles. This new XC40 might just end up being their best seller.